Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance Footlock playthrough. In this part, we'll be taking care of Part 4, Roadside Battle. Part 4. I meant Chapter 4. Excuse me. Interesting that it's called Roadside Battle, because there's been not really any plot going on, and I can only presume that Ike and the rest of the company have taken care of their punishments. And somebody wearing robes has come here. Interesting. Meanwhile, for the news, Soren. Huh. That must have been the gentleman. Or woman. I don't know. It's a little bit hard to tell with the models whether or not they're a man or a woman in this game. But Soren's a man, so he's here. Interesting. Time to get to the briefing room. And Soren. There he is. Interesting mark on your forehead. Kind of like that guy that we met in the last chapter. Not going to lie. It's a little bit strange, shall we say. Meanwhile, Soren's back. And to explain what this plot dump is, Crimea and Daein are going to war, as Soren's about to tell us. Or have gone to war, I should say. The capital of Melior has been invaded by Daein. This is basically one giant plot dump, and I apologize, everybody. This is basically letting us know what happened. Still, it is interesting to hear about it. This chapter is actually kind of hard, so I have a feeling I might end up restarting it a couple times. But we shall see. For now, let's get the lowdown on Duke Renning, King Ramon's brother. And what's happening with everybody else. Interesting. Seems Titania's in favor of saving Crimea, however Soren is not. Soren's prudent. A little callous too, but such is his nature. But Grail wants to ascertain the situation before doing anything else. And Ike's in charge? Interesting. Shinon's gonna regret poking fun at Ike. Gotri, Reese is back. Yes, it is nice to have a proper healer this time. Not that it's gonna help too much in this chapter, but it's nice. I'll say that much. Yes, sir. Understood. For sure. And as we leave, this is why I said in the last part I'm gonna get punished a little bit. We get the Regal Sword. Unfortunately, I don't have that much room to keep it, so this Iron Sword kind of has to go. And Ike's dad gave it to Miss. Interesting. That's a very beautiful sword from what we can gather. The Regal Sword is the rapier of this game. It's got a bit more might than most other rapiers, but that's because the effective might damage bonus in this game is only double the might instead of the series' usual triple. It's also why people are not terribly fond of bows in this game, and rightfully so. That and some other characters... there's just not enough flyers in general that it warrants it most of the time. The only weapons that really take advantage of effective damage really well are like the hammer and the poleaxe off the top of my head. Maybe the longsword too, but that's about it. But those are really just to like kill cavaliers and kill armored units basically. The Armor Slayer, it takes a long time before somebody's able to wield that without getting speed penalties, which is why I don't look at it quite as favorably. It's also like same might as the Regal Sword, which is why I don't look at it favorably either. Whereas with the longsword, I believe it's like 1 or 2 points stronger. So, you know, extra damage. It helps. Perhaps another member of the court, eh? Meanwhile, we finally get to meet the Daein army, complete with their black armor. Here we have General Maijin. Yep, Maijin. Thought I misread that for a second. My apologies. And yeah, not really happy at all. He's being a headstrong fool indeed. Get ready to fight. Indeed, Ike. That's a lot of enemies. And there's a lot of lances in there. Not gonna lie. And Shinon really does not like Ike. In the meantime, let's go over Soren real quick. Soren is our first magic user. He wields a wind tome, and his stats are okay at the start. I would definitely say they'd be better if his defense was higher, and especially his strength, but in this game I can't complain too much. I will say though, the one problem with Soren, despite him being a passable unit, his strength, man. It's only a 5% chance to grow. The reason this is an issue, weapon weight. He gets weighed down by everything until he promotes and gains some extra strength, and even then it's not likely that his strength promoted will ever surpass 3, as his strength growth rate is 5%. Yikes. But to compensate, he has the adept skill. Skills themselves are quite useful, depending on what the skill is. Adept is a skill trigger in this game, so Soren in particular benefits off the fact that he has a very high skill base, and the fact that his skill goes up very quickly. So, yeah, overall he's okay. But on the topic of skills, let's go over those real quick, at least for everybody in the party. Titania has counter, which I believe it's also a skill trigger. If she ever takes damage, the enemies will receive half of it whenever counter triggers. It's not automatic in this game. Provoke, which basically, as it sounds like, enemies will try to target Shinon, more often because it's equipped. Generally bad on an archer, but it's meant to help in the early game where enemies might just be attacking Ike and you might not be able to survive as easily. Last up, Reese. Serenity. Has biorhythm effects. Biorhythm is this page over here. I don't know where the arrows are in this game, but essentially, whenever it's low, you have, without biorhythm anyways, 5% less accuracy and evasion, which can be a bit risky and rough, whereas it's the opposite whenever it's at positive, and neutral has no effect on your accuracy or evasion. Alright then, Ike. Let's trade around some items. First off, Soren, at least for the moment. Take this hand axe, and you can have the thief band, as nobody else needs it at the moment. So, equip the thief band. Reese, you can take a steel axe from Boyd, and I'll give you the used up vulnerary. Let's see, is there anything else I'm forgetting? Shinon, they're fine for the moment. Ike is perfectly fine. I'm probably gonna trade away one of the less used vulneraries into Oscar for a moment. I really wish we had Boyd, but hey, what can you do? Reposition Titania over here. I need Shinon over there, over on this side, definitely. Especially since it looks like there's going to be more enemies coming from this side down. Compared to going up here around the middle area. Regardless, this chapter is going to be absolutely brutal. Let's get started. After I save. Saving. Gotta love being able to save right before you start the fight. And let's get started. I guess first things first. Soren, oh dear God, get into this thicket. Hey, he triggered Adept, that's good. And as said earlier, Adept will let you attack 2 times in a row, which is nice. Ike, you should be able to kill him even with an iron sword at this point. Jeez. Alrighty then, Ike. That's good to see. More enemies you can get off the map, the easier this chapter gets. I swear. Iron Lance, can you double the Steel Lance? Yes, you can, but it's not that useful. So what I shall do instead is I'll have Shinon start the onslaught on this dude. Maybe he'll get a crit, which should kill him if I remember correctly. It's fine. And then I'll have Gautry go up and double this dude with the Iron Lance. Thank God for speed penalties this early on the enemies. So there's that done. Everything else wields a lance or wields a bow, which should barely do anything to Gautry. Okay. It's solid. It's not my favorite. Then again, you're not going to be a permanent fixture of the team, so I'm not that worried. Just going to make sure real quick that if I move Reese right here, nothing is going to be able to get to him. And Titania is perfectly on the spot where she can't get hit, so yeah, let's end the turn and go from there. And this is one of the few times where Provoke will actually be useful, just because the more enemies that attack Shinon, the better right now. This chapter is a little bit brutal just on the basis of, how many enemies there are on the map. Soren should be able to pick that dude off, I think. But we shall see. Alright, Gautry, don't fail me now. Yeah. I think any enemy that's wielding a Steel Lance, Gautry can double, but anybody else, I think he can't double. Very nice dodge, Ike. I was not expecting that. I really should expect Ike to dodge a bit more. He's not that unlikely to dodge. Meanwhile, Gautry. Oh, very nice. Gautry definitely has his, he has his moments of being useful. No damage from the archers, too, is definitely a good sign. Yeah. Meanwhile, Shinon's going to be absolutely surrounded by the end of this turn. And even more soldiers come up from that side. Alright, now we need to move Titania out of the way. Soren, you take out this guy, seeing as how that's the only guy you can kill. Can I? Yes, I can, because you're wielding a Steel Lance. Apologies, I want to try to make sure Soren doesn't die in this chapter. I don't plan on using him full time, but you gotta be flexible whenever you play Fire Emblem, so he might stay, he might not. We'll see. Right now I don't have him as a permanent fixture. Very nice. Holy. Shinon just wrecking house today. Meanwhile, Reese, apologies dude, you're not gonna get a whole lot of action for a while. And one archer can reach you, so what I'm going to do is move you back, and that should be everybody. In the meantime, Gautry, continue to show us how physically tanky you are. Ike. Probably going to take some of the heat as well. Alright, the one dude who's over there, who's injured, is going up towards the heal tile. I'm not that bothered by that. That should be absolutely fine. Can Ike double the archer? I'm curious. Yes, you can. So, if that's the case, especially since I know that's going to be lethal, Ike level up. Let's go. Hit. Ooh, just speed. That's not great. But I'll take it for the moment, as there's more pressing issues, such as killing this dude. And Soren, you'll hopefully level up? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how good Soren's first two level ups are. I forget how many times the RNG rerolls itself, but I believe it's rerolled once or twice, just to make sure that you get at least one stat up every time that you level up in this game. You have that range, so I'm just gonna move you back there. And Guthrie, just Iron Lance this dude. I think that'll send him towards the heal tile, which is a good manipulation of his AI. And then after that, I think you can start moving Reese in closer to start healing people. Yeah, Soren will finish off the Lance dude, Ike will probably finish off that dude, and I'll start baiting enemies from up there with Guthrie. So, Reese, heal Ike. Be the ever-useful healer that you are. Well, I shouldn't say ever-useful, as some people argue that healers get less useful over time. Ooh, nice. But I like healers, what can I say? They do their job well. Soren, level up. Magic skill and resistance. It's alright. Oh, I forgot to equip the archer band. That might have helped. Oh well. It's a bit late. I'm just happy the chapter's going well. I was expecting this to take a couple of tries. I wonder if that means the Let's Play curse is gonna affect me later. Who knows? I'm gonna enjoy it while it's not. I think for the moment, because Shinon's still there and needs to be healed, I'll just do it like that, and then I'll end my turn. Meanwhile, Ike, ouch. Nice double. Gotcha, should then take that attack and then take next to nothing. Yep. Nice job. And then, yep. Okay. Soren, you attack the dude that's in front of Ike. Very nice on the adept trigger, even though it was useless. So, I think I'm just going to head up here. Ike can kill, which is good. And then Reese, heal up Ike, just because any experience is good experience right now. Yeah. We still need to be healed. Gotcha's perfectly serviceable at the moment. I don't think I have to worry about shoving right now. The only things I'm really concerned about is baiting out the boss after this turn. Also level up Godry, not that it really matters. Okay, it's solid. A little bit surprised the speed went up, but it's gotta go up at some point, after all. And yeah, this chapter's pretty easy. Yeah, no way in heck that Gotcha's gonna be able to double that, dude. But it does set up a kill for Soren, as I continue to get to bait out other enemies. I think I might just be strong enough that he can just bait out the enemies himself, as it stands. Soren... Yeah, Soren, just pick up the kill. Very nicely done. And then I should... Sheen on there. Reese. Oh, great, you can heal whoever you want. I'll do it like that. And just to make sure Ike doesn't take too much damage, I'm gonna move Gotry over here. Keep that Iron Lance equipped. And Ike's in range of the boss and his javelin, but I'm not that worried about it, so I'm just going to pass the turn. I believe the objective of this chapter is route anyway, so it's not that big of an issue. Ooh, I was not expecting that much damage on Ike. This is why I'm glad I put Gotry there. Otherwise, that could have been quite a bit worse. With that said, I am a little bit worried now because... Oh, very nice. The boss will get a pot shot on Ike with the javelin. Very nice. I'm a vulnerary. Meanwhile, a bunch of stealth swords to oppose Daein. And there's the Daein army provoking the attack, which is true. Oh, very nice dodge, Ike. I thought you were going to honestly get hit, not gonna lie. And then, yeah, get finished off by the archer is really what I was terrified of. Now then, I want to see what the map objective is. Defeat the boss, okay. So as soon as he dies, the chapter's over. Which is a good thing to note. Heal Ike first. Let's see. Ah, dang it. 1 point away from the level up. 12 will bring you down to, let's see, 8? How much damage does Soren do in a single attack? 8. So, I think that's Xaxes on lethal. As long as both can reliably hit, so... I'm just gonna have Ike attempt to get in his 2 pot shots. I would have lived anyways, okay. That makes me feel a bit happier, knowing that I would have lived anyways with Ike. Items. Oh, Thief Band was equipped. Interesting. Just to help out Gotry a little bit more, I'm gonna have him attack this soldier, which should help out a little bit. Reese is doing okay, and Soren, let's finish this off. Kill the boss. That's a guaranteed kill at that. Oh, I did not remember that he had specific combat dialogue with Soren. Interesting. But yes, that is one of the 2 things that you should note. Mages are generally good against knights, as knights don't have the highest resistance in the world. Generals as well. Level up Soren! And speed level up. That's actually pretty good. I'm overall happy with that, and got the javelin. Like, no casualties. Well done. First actual battle at that. And Shinon is looting weapons off the dead, which is right now. Huh. No time to be bickering amongst each other, that's for sure. We should be able to cut through the forest and... Huh. Something's moving, it seems. A wounded soldier, maybe? Let's see. And Reese found something. It's a woman. Oh. She looks quite pretty. Also, we don't know her name yet, but it says Alincia, so I'll call her Alincia. Looks like she just merely fainted. That's one way to look at it, Reese. Anywho. And yeah, a little bit of help. And Soren doesn't like this, for obvious reasons. Yeah, that chapter went swimmingly. I was expecting a lot worse, but yeah. That's chapter 4 for you. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, as well as hit the notification bell to stay up to date. I'll see you in the next part.